Hey everybody, today we're going to go through sensors, the different types of sensors that we have in the lab, and then also if they're PNP or NPN and what that means. So to start off, here are some sensor types. Here's a capacitive proximity sensor, and that picks up anything that's in front of the sensor here. This can pick up plastics, metals, woods, any hard substance. It can even pick up water in a container if you want. It's really useful. We use it a lot in different spots in the labs. Here are the different symbols that you can see for it, JIC and then IEC symbols. The next one we have here are inductive proximity sensors. These pick up ferrous materials, so metals, right? You can see these on some of our robot labs that we have when we're doing a metal test. These are the symbols for them, for JIC and then IEC. And then we also have photoelectric sensors. We have two types. We have our retroreflective sensor, which is this one. And what that does is it shines a light, and then whatever reflects will trigger the sensor. So these are the symbols. And you'll see these in our, when we're doing our ER4 labs. We use these for different colors of blocks. So if you have a black block and the light shines on here, it's not going to reflect. But with a white block, the light will reflect and trigger the sensor. And then also we have the through beam photoelectric sensors. This is basically picking up objects that breaks the beam of light in the center of them. So anything that passes through them would give a input to the machine saying, hey, something just passed through here. Now, all these sensors can come in two types. They can come in PNP or NPN, and if you remember from your electrical fundamentals, that is a transistor type also, and go figure, these are kind of just like transistors. So we have sourcing and sinking. So PNP is sourcing, NPN is sinking. What does that mean? Let's talk about it. So right here in this picture, we have, with these sensors also, they'll have at least 3 wires hanging out of them. One wire will be brown, one black, and the other one blue. There will also be a symbol with them that looks like this. They'll have a little symbol where there's a box. That's the load. So for instance, this PNP sensor, we have to wire our brown wire to positive, and then our black wire is our signal wire. That will basically go to the load, so that'd be powering the load, and then the load goes to ground, so this could be a light. And then you have the blue, which is your ground. And basically what you're doing is you're supplying voltage to the load. So you're bringing 24 volts when a sensor is tripped, a contact will close, and you're supplying 24 volts to your load. Now on the other side of the things, we have NPN, which is a sinking setup. And you can kind of tell there's a couple of differences here. We're still wiring the brown leg to 24, blue to 0, but our signal wire is backwards. So we power 24 volts to the load, and because it's syncing, we're actually connecting the ground wire to ground. So the load ground wire is open, and then once the object is picked up with the sensor, it closes, bringing it to ground, and that's why it's syncing. And then I have some wiring diagrams over here just to show you what they do. So as we see here, here's a PNP. We have our 24 volts. We have our signal wire coming here, and it's supplying electricity to our light that's going to be here. And then we have our ground wire. So if I hit the trigger symbol, you can see that now it's wired that way. And it hooks up, and you can see the light turns on. If I scroll down here, I have an NPN. And we can see that we have 24 volts going to the light, but then our ground wire is going to our signal wire of the sensor. And we hit that. There. There's some things to think about when we're looking at sensors. And then also when we're wiring them, make sure you're using the correct legs when you're wiring them in Automation Studios. So, have a good day.